So as you are all aware that IBPS has issued the notification for your AFO examination for this year, and there is a change in the examination pattern. That particular change here we are going to discuss, and we will be trying to find a correct strategy so that you can score the maximum out from this particular examination, new examination pattern. Okay, so here this change in the particular examination pattern was bound to happen. Okay, it was awaited actually. Why? Because if you see the last 3 to 4 years cutoff of IBPS, it was increasing. It was going very high. In fact, in 2025, if you see the final cutoff, it was around 70 point something. Okay, we'll take it 70 here only. It was around 70%, which is very high, not good for any recruitment process. Okay, higher cutoff means the examination is becoming predictable. Okay, if examination is becoming predictable, it means that true talent, the chances of hiring the true talent is becoming less. So the change in the examination pattern was bound to happen. So that change could have been in two different ways. One is by changing the pattern of examination. Second is by changing the type of questions that are being asked. So what they have done here, till now we know that they have changed the pattern a little bit. Okay, what changes have actually taken place, we will be discussing very shortly. And this we don't know if the type of questions will be changed or not. But for me, I think that there won't be any change, much change in the type of questions that they ask or the topics which they choose to ask questions from. Okay, that will not change because the topics from where they used to ask questions, they are very essential for an agriculture field officers to know about those topics. So that will not change. So here I can say that PYQ here is still important. Okay, still very important. Only the previous year's cutoff, that all those analysis things that we used to do, that are of no importance right now. Okay, so let's see at the actual pattern what it is and how is it different from the previous years. Okay, so here you can see for prelims examination, for both prelims and mains, the pattern has been changed, and it has been changed in such a manner that your prelims syllabus and your main syllabus are now almost same. Let us look at that. In prelims, you will have now 4 sections: English, reasoning, quant, and professional knowledge. Okay, till 2025, what was the situation? You were asked question from only the first 3: English, reasoning, and quant in your prelims. Okay, what is the syllabus for your mains right now? It is English, reasoning, quant, and your professional knowledge. Okay, earlier in 2025, what was the case? There used to be only one paper of professional knowledge that carried 60 questions. Okay, right now, this time there will be 4 sections. Okay, apart from these 4, there will be one descriptive paper also. All these are MCQs, both in prelims and mains. All these 4 sections are MCQs. But in mains, there is one descriptive paper that is of English. Okay, it will have 2 questions and the paper will be of 25 marks. Okay, it is similar to NABARD. Okay, in NABARD also such descriptive English is asked, and I think they will ask only about writing an essay or writing a letter like that. Right now they have not mentioned about this, what they are going to ask in this, but you need not to worry about that. Just we will be discussing about these 4 sections only right now. Okay, so both prelims and mains has become same. The only difference is that for prelims, the marks obtained in all these 4 sections will be counted, but for mains, marks obtained only in this, your professional section, will be counted. Okay, for your merit preparation. Marks obtained in these 3 as well as in this will not be counted. Then what is the importance of these 3? The importance is that you will have to score some minimum marks. Minimum marks in each subject. Okay, that minimum will be decided by IBPS only. Okay, and be assured that that minimum is going to be very less, very low. You can easily score if you have done practice, and the practice you will be doing in your prelim preparation only. That only will be enough for you to score the minimum marks. Okay, let's talk about prelims here, because here marks obtained in English, reasoning and quant will also be calculated, as well as marks obtained in your professional knowledge portion will also be calculated. Okay, so this is the entire syllabus of your examination. Here every section will have 25 questions, and the first three section, English, reasoning and quant, each question will carry 1 marks. So the marks for first three, English, reasoning, quant, is 25 each, but your professional knowledge questions will carry 2 marks each. So the total marks here for professional knowledge portion is also very high. Okay, so this is the entire syllabus for your prelims and main. One thing is very clear here is that the preparation for your prelims and the preparation for your mains, now there is no distinction. Okay, the syllabus is same, you have to prepare accordingly. Okay, now let's talk about the strategy. What strategy we should follow? See, strategy is nothing but time management. Okay, it is nothing but time management. A time management that will give you maximum result for a particular amount of effort. Okay, if you put X effort and if you have correct time management, you will get 2x result. If you put X effort with not so effective time management, the result will be X only. Okay, this is the only importance. If you don't give enough effort, your final result will not be enough to clear this examination. So the effort is very important. To enhance the output from that effort, you have to have a particular good strategy, or we can say a good time management. Okay, so we have 4 sections here. How to allocate our time to these 4 sections so that we can get the maximum out of this, and we can clear our cutoff for this examination that we are going to discuss about. So let's discuss here. For prelims, we have 4 sections. You know, there is English, there is quant, there is reasoning, and there is agriculture. Okay, your professional knowledge. Okay, so till 2025 we had all these 3 things. Okay, so and we also know that there will be a minimum cutoff marks for all these 4 sections. Okay, that you have to clear first. If you do not clear the minimum cutoff marks in any of the section, then your total marks will not be taken into consideration for merit list. For example, in 2025, or we will say the last 3 years trend, if we say, and we take the maximum cutoff, maximum sectional cutoff that was there for these particular subject, we will see that in English it was around 11 marks out of 25. In quant it was around 8 marks out of 50. In reasoning also we can take at 8 marks out of 50. I'm not taking the exact, I'm just taking the average. Okay, average, which is on the higher side. Okay, this is the minimum sectional cutoff for each section. If you score less than 11 in English, no matter if you score 50 out of 50 in reasoning and quant, you are not qualified for your mains examination. This is the meaning of the sectional cutoff. This is the bare minimum that you must score. Okay, so what will happen in the 2026? In 2026, English is of 25 marks only, so here the cutoff will be 11 only, minimum cutoff. Okay, quant is of 25 marks, so we can take it as 5 here, although it comes to 4, but we will take the higher side. Again, the reasoning is of 25 marks this year, not of 50 marks. Here we will take 5 marks. So this is the bare minimum mark that you must target first. Once you have achieved this, then go for 10 marks in each section. Sorry, more than 11 here. For English, it will be more than 11. Now, how to do that? Okay. Best strategy for this is to solve mock tests. Mock tests from where? From PYQs, previous year's questions, question paper. Okay. Previous year question paper of what? Of exams conducted by IBPS. IBPS and IBPS only. All the examination, whether it is SO or AFO, whether it is PO, whether it is RRB, or whether it is clerk. Go to the internet, search for the question paper, download them, and just start solving. One mock test daily you have to solve. That is enough for this section. Okay. One more thing that you must keep in mind is that if you are downloading this, you should not solve questions which are older than 5 years. Okay, you should take into mind. Okay, you must solve questions which are new to the syllabus according to the new pattern. So if you take 5 years as the limit, that will be okay. Okay. So while solving these questions, solving these MCQs, you must analyze this. After solving each mock test, you must analyze that how many questions you attempted that are correct. Okay. Secondly, how many questions you attempted that are incorrect. Third, how many questions you could not attempt because of less time. Fourth is number of questions about which you have no idea. These are the 4 things that you should look after solving any mock test. Okay. And if you add 1 and 2, and if you add 1 and 2, and if this score is more than this cutoff, then your job is done. Okay. Within 2 or 3 mock tests, you will be able to achieve this. And I'm sure that you will definitely be able to achieve this, because there is nothing new to study in quant, reasoning, and English. And it's around 10 minutes and you're still watching this video. It means that you will not face any problem in English also. You can easily score 11, or I think out of 25, 15 plus you can score very easily, because questions are very easy. Okay. About quant and reasoning, with practice you will score. I think in the first mock test only you will find out that you have already crossed this minimum cutoff marks. And once you have crossed this minimum cutoff marks, then you must ensure that you are not going to invest much time in the first 3 sections. Only if you are getting less than the minimum cutoff marks, then only you have to invest much time. Okay. If the minimum cutoff marks is once crossed by you, then you must ensure that I will not invest much time in this. I will just solve one mock test daily and analyze that mock test. And I'm sure that if you solve 10 or 15 mock tests, you will reach this score. 10 in quant, 10 in reasoning. And this is a very good score for qualifying. Okay. So this is all about your first 3 sections. Now what about agriculture? Agriculture, here you will find 25 questions. Each question here is carrying 2 marks. And your total marks in agriculture is 50. So this is the scoring sections. Okay, I have told you now, in each section you have to score some bare minimum, and your total mark should be sufficiently high to make you qualify the prelims. Okay, so after scoring the bare minimum, the higher marks, the higher level mark that you should target is from agriculture. That will give you the selection in your prelims. Why I am telling that? After solving just one mock test and analyzing that mock test daily, you invest all rest of your time in agriculture. Why? Because here one extra question will give you 2 extra marks. Okay, first it is. Second thing is that this, if you study agriculture here, this that will be useful for your mains also, because here we are preparing for our final selection now. I mean, this is not our plan na, that we will qualify the prelims this time, attempt for mains next time. Okay, this is not our plan. We have to get the selection this year only. So this will help you in your mains preparation also. Thirdly, there are only 25 questions and your syllabus is very high, very large. Syllabus is very large. We don't know from which section these 25 questions will be asked. Okay, so you have to give more effort. If you have to study more so that the questions should appear from the topic that you have studied. Okay, that's why more time on agriculture. Okay, fourthly, we have no idea about the sectional cutoff. Here we have no idea about sectional cutoff. What sectional cutoff will it be? Okay, if it goes similar to English, that is 11 plus, then it might be difficult for you to score this much if you have not studied or not covered the major portions in agriculture. So here, agriculture, investing your time, most of your time in agriculture is very essential. Okay, fifth is that in your prelims, English, I have told you, there should not be any problem because you are still watching this video. It means that you are more comfortable with English, and this much comfort is more than enough to score more than 15 marks in your that section. Regarding quant and reasoning, my experience is that there is nothing that you should study. Okay, every concept that is being asked in your quant and reasoning paper is already known to you. Only thing is that while you will be solving those mocks, when we are solving those mocks, what you are going to improve is that your accuracy. Second is that your speed, and third and most important thing that you will not realize but you will develop shortly, and that is the most important thing that you must develop, that is ability to reject the questions. You will have 25 questions, okay, and there is a bottleneck in quant reasoning. Okay, you won't be able to solve more than 15 questions in that particular 20 minutes. Okay, this is very difficult to solve more than 15 questions. So your ability to reject, just by looking at the question within second, you must decide that whether I will be able to solve it or not. Okay, that ability, how quickly you decide to leave that question, okay, that is going to save a lot of time for you, so that you can give that time to the questions about which you are confident that you will be solving. And this ability to reject will come only by solving the mock test. Once you develop this ability, there is no way that you are not going to score sufficiently high marks in your quant and reasoning. This is the only single most important thing that you must develop. Okay, and this can not come from reading books. This can come only by solving the mock test. So solve as many mock tests as possible in your prelims. So about agriculture, why these are the reasons why I am telling that rest all the time you should invest in your agriculture subject only. Okay, in agriculture, what you should read, that we will have an idea from our PYQs. Okay, first of all, select a subject that you are going to study. Okay, and first solve the PYQs. Solve the PYQs subject wise. Okay, don't attempt mock test in this. For agriculture, no mock test is needed, only the knowledge is needed here. No speed, because 25 questions in 20 minutes is not a big deal for agriculture. Okay, you have enough time for this. So first, subject wise PYQs you have to study. Whichever subject you have decided to study first, just read the notes. First read the PYQs and read the topics from where PYQs have been asked, and focus on those topics. Okay, because it's prelims, there you will not find much harder questions or out of the way question you won't find. There will be questions are going to be easier for you. Okay, so first go for PYQs, then study your notes, and focus more on the topics from where previous years the questions were asked, because uh, last year, I am just giving you that data, in 2025 around 50% of the questions were asked from the topics that were covered in PYQs. Okay, 15 around 10 questions were directly 10 to 12 questions. Okay, they were directly asked from PYQs. A little bit of language change, but 50% of questions I have seen that they were from the topics that were covered in PYQ. So PYQ is very important in this. Okay, so let us summarize. First thing, is that for English, quant and reasoning, only mock test. Daily. You can purchase that mock test online, or it is available freely also, but if you want to purchase it, it is available at bare minimum cost. Online you can go from any popular website, you can purchase that. Online will be much more beneficial than purchasing the books, because books will take time to be delivered, and also because your examination will be held, it will be a computer based examination. You have to look the questions onto the screen and then solve. So it's better to have a soft copy and solve accordingly. Okay, second is that focus on agriculture. Focus on agriculture. Rest all the time. Continue this for 50 days. You have 50 days for your examination, or almost. You will definitely qualify prelims. Okay. So this was all about our strategy to tackle this examination pattern. Following this strategy, the number of marks, or your performance in your prelims will depend upon how much effort you put in. Follow this strategy. The more effort you put, the better result you will get. Okay, and maybe your results might be higher than the cutoff marks for this. Okay, so beyond this, which is most important, is your effort. Put your effort sincerely for these 50 days. Okay, at least 10 hours a day if you are studying. Start your study right now. Okay, I have made this particular strategy considering that what I would have done if I were an aspirant like you, and I would have started my preparation only after seeing this notification. Okay, taking all these things in consideration only, I have prepared this study. So I think uh, that you must have you will must you will appreciate this strategy and you will follow this. Okay, so this is all for today. We'll meet with the next video very soon, where I will be dealing with the important topics from this section, agriculture. Okay, there we will, on YouTube only, you will find videos about the important topics, or PYQ topics, that you will find videos. Okay, so I'm closing this video right now.